A soldier, out of breath, ran up to a nun and pleaded, "Please, sister, may I hide under your skirt? I'll explain later." The nun agreed, and just moments later, two military policemen rushed over and asked, "Sister, have you seen a soldier around here?" She calmly pointed and said, "Yes, he went that way." Once the MPs were gone, the soldier crawled out from under her skirt and said, "Thank you so much, sister. You see, I don't want to be shipped off to Iraq." The nun nodded. "I completely understand." Then the soldier added sheepishly, "I hope I'm not being rude, but you've got a great pair of legs." The nun smiled and replied, "If you had looked a little higher, you'd have seen a great pair of balls. I don't want to go to Iraq either." Marvin's family called his preacher to be by his side during his final moments. As the preacher stood at the bedside, Marvin's breathing grew worse. With trembling hands, Marvin motioned for a pen and paper. The preacher quickly handed it to him. Marvin scribbled something down, and then passed away before the preacher could read it. Thinking it wasn't the right time, the preacher slipped the note into his pocket. Days later, during the funeral service, the preacher remembered the note. He paused in his sermon and said, "Friends, just before Marvin left us, he handed me this note. Knowing Marvin, I'm certain it's filled with wisdom and inspiration for us all." He unfolded the paper and read aloud, "Hey, you're standing on my oxygen tube." One evening, a man walked into his bedroom and was stunned to see his wife hurriedly packing a suitcase. Shocked, he asked, "What are you doing?" Without glancing up, she said, "I'm leaving. I'm going to New York City. I've heard prostitutes are getting paid $400 for doing what I've been doing for you all these years for free." The man stood silent for a moment, then calmly went to the closet, pulled out his own suitcase, and started packing. Annoyed, his wife snapped, "And where do you think you're going?" With a grin, he zipped up his bag and said, "New York. I want to see how you survive on $800 a year." One morning, a third-grade teacher introduced a new student to the class. She smiled and said, "Why don't you stand up and tell everyone your name?" The boy stood proudly and said, "My name's Little Johnny." The teacher sighed and snapped, "Get out of my classroom."